My husband peed on my wedding dress the night of our wedding. We got married on a Saturday afternoon. Everything went perfect. The ceremony was beautiful. My dress was this gorgeous lace thing I'd saved for 2 years to buy, and the reception was at this nice hotel downtown. By midnight, everyone had left and Trevor and I went up to our suite. I was exhausted, but in a good way. We ordered room service, ate some leftover cake, and I finally got to sit down after being on my feet all day in heels. I went to the bathroom to start taking off my makeup. The dress was heavy, and I was planning to carefully hang it up so I could get it preserved later. When I came back out, Trevor was standing in the middle of the room, just standing there with this weird look on his face. I asked him what was wrong and he didn't answer. Then I noticed my dress was laid out on the floor, not hung up like I'd asked him to do, just spread out flat on the carpet. Before I could ask why he did that, he walked over to it, unzipped his pants, and started peeing on it. I'm not exaggerating. He literally stood there and peed directly onto my wedding dress. I screamed, "What are you doing?" But he didn't stop. He just kept going until he was done, then zipped up his pants and looked at me like everything was normal. I completely lost it. I was yelling, "What the hell is wrong with you?" over and over. He actually shrugged and said, "I'm just marking my territory." Those exact words. I thought maybe he was drunk, but he'd only had like 2 beers all night. I asked if he was serious, and he nodded and said he'd been planning this for months. He said every guy he knows who's married has wanted to do this, and he finally got his chance. He didn't tell me beforehand because he knew I'd say no. I stood there in complete shock while he went to the bathroom to wash his hands like he'd just finished doing dishes or something. When he came back, he said, "It'll wash out easy, don't worry about it." Then he actually tried to hug me. I pushed him away and told him not to touch me. He looked confused and asked why I was making such a big deal out of it. He said it was just pee and the dress would be fine. I grabbed my phone and went into the hallway. I was shaking. I called my sister Beth and told her what happened. She didn't believe me at first. She thought I was pranking her. When she realized I was serious, she said to pack my stuff and come to her place. But all my clothes were in that room and I didn't want to go back in there. I sat in the hallway for like 30 minutes trying to figure out what to do. Trevor texted me asking where I went. I texted back, "Are you kidding me right now?" He replied saying I was overreacting and to come back to the room. He said we were supposed to have our wedding night and I was ruining it. I didn't respond. 20 minutes later, he came out into the hallway looking for me. He found me sitting by the elevators and asked why I was being so dramatic. He said guys pee on stuff all the time to mark territory and it's completely normal. I told him that's what dogs do, not humans, especially not on their wife's wedding dress. He tried to laugh it off and said I'd think it was funny tomorrow. I told him I wanted the marriage annulled. His face changed completely. He said I couldn't be serious. I said I was dead serious because what kind of person does something like that? He started backtracking then, saying maybe he shouldn't have done it, but it wasn't divorce-worthy. He kept trying to minimize it like it was some harmless prank. I ended up sleeping in Beth's guest room that night, still wearing my makeup and the clothes I'd changed into. My wedding dress was still on that hotel room floor soaked in pee. The next morning, Trevor called me 17 times. I didn't answer. He finally texted saying he threw the dress away because it smelled bad. He threw away my $2,000 dress that I'd saved forever to buy. Just tossed it in the hotel trash like it was garbage. I filed for annulment on Monday. Trevor showed up at Beth's apartment trying to talk to me. He brought flowers and kept saying he made a mistake. He said he didn't think I'd actually leave him over it. He tried to blame it on wedding stress and said he wasn't thinking clearly. I told him through the door to leave or I'd call the cops. His mom called me later that week asking what happened. I told her exactly what her son did. There was silence on the phone for a solid minute. Then she said, "He did what?" I repeated it. She hung up. The annulment went through faster than I expected. Turns out when you tell a judge your husband peed on your wedding dress on your wedding night as some kind of territorial marking thing, they don't ask many follow-up questions. Trevor tried to contest it, but his lawyer probably told him that was a losing battle. 3 months later, the whole thing was done. I never got my dress back, obviously.